Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to today's video. I am going to be taking you guys through a full day of stuff. And if you haven't seen me on Instagram in some time, we are also going to be navigating fatherhood. Hi, Bella. So it is around 3:45 a.m. My mornings have changed a little bit with the baby Bella. So now I'm waking up at instead of 4:15, waking up at 3:45 because usually I have to do a feeding. So a bottle feeding with Bella. So it just depends when that's going to be. The way that we're doing the shift is me and Nicole, we go to bed, and then the 3 a.m. is like that break point. So if there's any wake ups before 3 a.m., Nicole handles it, wakes up, feeds Bella if she's crying, etc. If it's 3 a.m. or after, I wake up and get a feeding in or handle what's got to be handled. So and then 3:45 is usually when I'm out of bed. Today I got up a little bit earlier because she was fussing, but she's kind of chilled, so still got a little bit of time before doing that feeding. She's eating every 2 to 3 hours or so. Got to get that anabolic window in and protein feedings and all that. So we're starting off with breakfast. We got 2 scoops PE Science, a frosted chocolate cupcake, mix that into a pudding, and we got some cocoa pebbles up on that as well, so 50 grams of that. Gonna be doing right in the midst of a lean bulk, and I'm taking this lean bulk very, very slow, trying to aim for just any sign of weight gain kind of, so that could be 0.5 pounds, it could be 1 pound, but it's kind of been closer to 2 pounds. So lean bulk, anywhere between 0.5 pound per month to 2 pounds per month on the way up is good with me. And so far I've been bulking since that marathon, which was I think October 20th or something. It is now February, about middle of February, so about 4 months into this bulk, and weighing around 220, 221. So it's about 4 months, math, and I'm about 5-6 pounds. So actually kind of closer to that, 1.5 pound per month. Still feeling really lean. I'm up from, again, 215 to 220, 221. Feeling very lean. Training has been going really well. I'm actually leaning more into training intensity and going towards failure rather than, I think it's one of the things I got wrong. I think really going into intensity, beating the logbook and showing what you got instead of keeping 1 to 3 reps in reserve. I think that just biases me to train, I guess technically a little bit harder, and I think sometimes I would undershoot my intensity when I'm trying to keep reps in reserve. But that's neither here nor there. You will see that in the gym, but I'm going to be getting this breakfast in, eating this, going to have some of this, and then I'm going to do these errands for fatherhood. So some of the dad routines for the morning. So me and Nicole, we pretty much we have our bottle station here, and here's our case carrying thing where we bring stuff up and down. So in the morning, here's our bottle station. So we got bottle warmer, if you can see that. And then we got drying rack, and this is our bottle cleaner. So get this loaded up, gonna throw some detergent in it. It's already loaded with some water, but this kind of sanitizes all the bottles. When we go up for bed, we bring up a couple that are preloaded. So preloaded bottles. And then, because we got to do, I think, 4 or 5 feeds upstairs. I think usually 4, 8 p.m. Then she can get a pretty long window of sleep of 4 to 6 hours now. And that takes us to so if we do 8, and then we get to, midnight or 2. And then usually, maybe she lasts until, I do the next feed at 3, 3:30 or 4. Or she's chilling right now. Maybe it'll be later. And ideally, it's going to be later so that she's fed, I can get her back to sleep, and then she can sleep while I'm at the gym, and then Nicole can have some more time to sleep as well. So we get these all set up, and then we're gonna get these cleaning and getting sanitized. We also bring the bottle warmer up, and then I bring it down in the morning, and that just once it's time to eat, you throw a bottle of milk in there, and then you hit warm up, and then it gets that done. So we just get that warm, and that's how she'll have it. And throw that on. So that's the next thing. Go to feed the dogs and get my pre-workout ready. All right, we're making some pre-workout now. So we are going to be starting off. We got some high volume from PE Science. You can always save using my discount code Hejnasty, and that'll be saving you money. So we're going to do 3 scoops of that, which is a serving and a half. Then this is where I put my creatine in. So I'm going to do 2 scoops. So it's going to be 10 grams of creatine. Kevin, shouldn't you do 5 grams per day? that works, but I think there was recent research that came out that said 0.1 gram per kilogram of body weight is actually going to be a little bit better. I weigh about, literally on the dot, 100 kilos right now. And so 10, might as well. Worst case is I'm gonna have a little extra creatine. And then I use glycerol. This is from Gorilla Mode or Mind. And then this is also great for pumps. And throw that in this fancy handy dandy HFP shaker cup. And then this thing has been really cool. So I was using a hydro flask. I'll show you guys. Something that I'm really excited about. So it's the same brand too. So Hydro Jug, that PScience sent one of these over. Love this. This is like a ½ gallon and it's great for me to sip on as I'm training. The issue though is this handle. So the handle is here and water flows through that. The issue becomes if you use this very consistently over a long period of time, mold grows in there. And then it's kind of like, you gotta clean it at some point. And if you're lazy, then probably not the best thing for your health. So because of that, and because I just don't trust my future self to be consistent with cleaning that because it's cumbersome, this is what I did. Got one of these hydro flasks. I just put my name on it. And this is, it has a straw. And so this is also, I think, about a ½ gallon. And then this straw, you can sip the straw out like this little mouth hole. And it pulls the water. Wow, science. But the cool thing is it's stainless steel, so it keeps the temperature. It's got a rubber bottom, so it won't slip on stuff. It also won't condensate, so you won't get all that water on the outside. And so for those reasons, and it's really easy to clean because it's just one big cylinder. Like if you look on the inside, it just goes down. So it's gonna be easy to clean and make sure that, not drinking mold. Wow, who'd have thought that'd be probably good for your health. And what I'm gonna be putting in there, because this is what I sip on during my training, we got a little bit of Element. So we're gonna do a little bit of sodium from Element, and then this is what I do for my water flavor, Skittles, tropical flavors. The reason why is because it's super cheap, it's on Amazon. If you're gonna buy some, wait a day or two, just so you don't clean them out, because I need to get some more. But I got the strawberry starfruit flavor, really good. And yeah, I can just get a bunch of these in bulk, and I'll throw one in one of these into about a ½ gallon of water, and that's what I sip on during training to get electrolytes and also be hydrated. So gonna mix this all up, and then all my gym stuff will be ready to go, and we're gonna do legs. So fun thing about today's workout, it's gonna be a good workout, or it's going to be a workout of all time. And what that means, the interesting thing is I'm getting very strong, probably towards the strongest I've ever been in most of my movements, which is good, but the bad news is I'm getting strong. So to get stronger and build bigger muscles, I have to lift bigger, more difficult weight. So it's gonna be an adventure today, but hey, a wise man once said, everybody wanna be a bodybuilder, but nobody wanna lift no heavy ass weights. The wise words of Ronnie Coleman. See you guys in a bit. All right, so we've made it to the gym and we are starting things off with some hack squats. I do like 2 sets where I'm doing 6 to 8 reps. If I do hit 8, I'll bump the weight for next time. And then the 3rd set, I up the weight by 20 pounds and then I try to get 4 to 6 reps. So let's see how that plays out. It's gonna be a fun time. And with hack squats, we're not doing any of that banded nonsense because it's a great way to make it look like you're doing a lot of weight, but the bands are pulling a lot of the weight. So we're going in raw. As expected, that was awful, but we got 7, which isn't terrible. Now we're gonna go for 5 plates. Not scared, you're scared. Not nervous. So next set. Hey now. Yeah, so pretty sure we just matched an all-time PR, 5 plates per side, 5 reps. So gotta beat that to be at, you know, highest strength of all time. Now we're gonna do the belt squat, as you can see behind me. It's gonna be a good time. It is the brand is Pit Shark. I've done the Rogue Rhino, I've done the Pit Shark, and the Pit Shark is when you can really load up plates. So I'm doing 9.5 plates per side. It's just one that you can like throw a lot of weight on there. The Rogue Rhino that gave me the business in the past, I only do like I think 2 to 4 plates per side. So you got to know the brand or the exact machine you're using, because it can vary between brands even though it's the same looking thing. So let's do 3 sets. Target reps is like 8, so plus or minus 2, so about 6 to 10 reps. Let's do it. So we just did the first set of Bulgarian split squats with barbell, was doing these with a dumbbell, single arm loaded. It got cumbersome once I got over the 100-pound dumbbells, falling over and stuff. But I saw C-Bum doing it, so I definitely want to give it a whirl. Now we're trying out barbell, Bulgarians, and they're a good time. Just did 8 reps of 175, so now I'm going to bump up the weight to 185, and we'll see how this goes. Probably going to look like Bambi and falling over, but it'll be fun. All right, next up on the leg day buffet, we got some hip thrusts. Gonna be doing somewhere between 5 and 8 reps per set, and that's the game plan because we're trying to get caked up in 2025. So without further ado, let's do it. Now to finish out this leg day, we're gonna do a superset with some calf raises because your boy needs some calves, and some leg curls, which I'm gonna try to get the right angle, but just as of last week, I started doing the full stack on these prime pseudo leg curls. Super happy about it. And I think I still have, there's like a knob where you think you can add up to 20 pounds, so there's still time to go, but I'm getting like 6 to 10 reps per set, so I'm happy about it. But instead of telling you about it, I'm gonna show you it, and we're gonna be about it. That's gonna do it for the leg day. It was about an hour, 45 minutes. Been filming as well, so a little extra time there. But got that done, and gonna show you guys the dad bod reveal. Been bulking for about 4 months, so let's see how we are looking. And we got cheater lighting because I don't play fair. All right, so that's it, let's get home. Back from the gym and just having a really quick meal because I want to get in the office. Today is Thursday, so this is where I check in with a lot of the clients that have been with me since like 2018. So, you know, they're on my roster, so we got some check-ins. And then I'm gonna just have 2 quick protein bars, some Built bars, and these together will be like 30 grams of protein, and then just one of these quick Premier Protein. I got the Cake Batter Program protein. I'm still recovering from those squats, but my game plan is, so since it's like almost 7:30, I want to get, I guess I left the gym at like 7:05, did some things. So just want to get some work done before I get into those check-ins, and then got a bunch of calls until like 2 p.m. So quick meal, and then yeah, let's get moving. But hello, what's going on, little girl? Good morning. Bella's now up and hanging out. So typically for my work days, I try to get a deep work block. So I'll wake up right now, 3:45, because I gotta add feeding Bella, and then I usually train like 5 to 7, try to get back by like 7. Iron Revolution is like 15 minutes away. So that is kind of my target, and then usually 7 to like noon, 7 to like maybe 1. I try to make my deep work time where no one can bother me. I don't really check Slack unless super necessary. I try to get into big projects. Today is Thursday, so I have a weekly call with our sales team, and then I get into a bunch of client check-ins. Right now we have, a team of coaches in HFP. So my check-ins with a lot of the clients that have been with us since, 2018, 2019, I guess that would be like 5-6 years for some of them. So still checking in with them, but typically a lot of our clients, I'm doing like the double checks, touching base, doing the double checks with like our like weekly reviews and everything. And especially right now, one of my big deep work projects is setting up our next retreat. So we make sure that everyone in HFP is getting double checks with, a HFP coach that they have, can talk 24/7, get back to them very quick. And then also, I'm there to, oversee, make sure that everything is moving in the right direction. So that's why in HFP, we try to make sure that there's, you can't hide from us, is kind of what we say. So today is my check-in day with that. I also have kickoff for our newest clients. I think right now we did not get a new client last week, so I may have, tonight off. But if you're interested in joining the program, you want to get some awesome results, our clients average about 19.1 pounds down in the first 16 weeks. You can hit the link, which should be in the bio description in here. But I want to talk about what am I doing with my hour-and-a-half deep work block today. And that is mainly, so in HFP, we have a community on School, SKOOL. So it has our community on there and also our course. So we have multiple stages for the program, and I'm updating our phase 2. One of the modules was on intensity. And I alluded to this early when I was just saying hello. My training, I've adjusted more to just being dumb and simple, just train pretty much towards failure and try to beat the logbook, and just get stronger. And if you see me on social media, I say don't train like a weenie, because when people aim to leave 2 reps in reserve, oftentimes they'll leave 5+ reps in reserve. And especially for newer people getting into the gym, that's one of the biggest mistakes that I see is permanent intermediates just never truly challenge themselves. They get to 135 pounds, so a 45 plate and a 45 plate on the bench, and they never graduate from that. They just keep doing that for 5 to 10 reps, and they never add the 2.5s. They never beat the logbook, and they're like, oh, after 5 years, I guess I hit my natty potential, and those are the people that call me a fake natty on the internet. So beat the logbook. If you got to 135, and you did 5 reps, go for 6 reps, then get 7, then 8, then 9, then 10, and then eventually add the little 2.5s, so then you're doing 140 pounds. So it grinds my gears because I see so many people just not training intense enough or hard enough to actually, push their body to make these adaptations. You do that for 15 years and then you're in a position that I am. Conveniently placed trophies behind me. So most of them are second place because I didn't win. I only won 1 show. I'm like 1 for 10. So that being said, today I am adjusting. I did an intensity hot seat. So I do a community-wide call and I'll go deep dive into a topic. I did intensity recently. So I talked about, guys, just beat the logbook. You want your reps to slow down, involuntary slow down. You guys saw my training in this video. Look, I'm trying to train very hard. My reps towards the end of the set are slowing down. And sometimes it's like, do I have another one in the tank? Probably not. Maybe there's one, but that's because I'm aiming for failure and I still may fall short and still have, 1 or 2 reps left in the tank. That I know I'm getting sufficient intensity to induce growth. And so 3 reasons why I think aiming for failure is a good idea. 1, as I just mentioned, a lot of times we'll shoot for, failure and we'll fall, too short. We have 2 reps in reserve. We're still sufficiently intense. We're within 5 reps in reserve to failure. So that's 1. And then 2 is like, not just like if we're aiming for a 2 RIR and we miss it, but if you do a workout and you do 10 to 20 sets, not every set you're going to be fully locked in and going, balls to the wall, and like on those sets where you're not fully mentally in it and you can't be 100% always, then even if you're shooting for failure on those subpar sets, you are still going to probably hit that 2 or 3 RIR if you're really striving for failure in those cases. So again, sufficient intensity to grow. You're within 5 reps from failure. And the third reason is there was a recent meta-analysis done, and they said it is likely that training to failure versus leaving a couple reps in the tank, you will grow more by training to failure. And so that would be cool. If true, science just tells us it looks like, and it is likely that. It's not going to say like this is definite. And they said, at worst, it's going to be equivalent in terms of growth to keeping, a couple reps in reserve, 1 to 3 reps in reserve. So by those 3 pieces of logic, that's why I'm a big believer in just train to failure. And I know myself, if you guys heard me today about the water bottle things, like I don't bet on my future self doing all the work to do the cumbersome work of cleaning out the mold and that handle of the water bottle. I just don't trust myself over the long term to do cumbersome or things like that. I don't trust myself in the future to be super, spot on in, gauging 2 reps in reserve versus 3 reps in reserve versus 5. And so for these reasons, I think for my best progression, that's why I just train to beat the logbook. If I fall short, I'm probably at failure, or if I do beat the logbook, just keep going until I'm pretty much at that failure point while training with great technique. People say technical failure versus swinging some reps. It's like when my technical failure hits, like I'm doing my full ranges of motion, and then when I hit that failure point, I'm done. I'm not gonna start swinging some reps and going past failure. So hope that helps. That is something I'm gonna be adjusting, so I'm excited to implement that into our course. All right, guys, it is 12:30. Just been in the dungeon for the last couple hours, and now we're getting another meal. So I optimize for protein and efficiency, and that is kind of how I run my days. So what we're gonna be doing is showing you a quick grab and go meal. So what I did here is earlier in the week, I did a meal prep of some London broils, a very lean steak. So I did 3 of these big boys. I did 3 of these. I think they're like 2 pounds or something. So I made 3 of them. Oh, delicious. I just threw salt and garlic powder on them, smoked them in my smoker, and then I hit them with that sear. And I'm really happy with how they came out. And so I just heated up a couple, like a little bit, just put it on that little like strips. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw it on some high fiber bread, which I should have showed you guys, some 647 bread. So what is it? This has 7 grams of fiber per slice of bread, and there's like 40 calories. Then I'll grab 1 or 2 of these things, and man, look at that. That is just like, it's kind of like a hot dog. It's like a steak hot dog. Incredible. So I'm gonna eat these, so I can probably get like 4 of these out of that. That is 100 grams of protein, because it was 12 ounces of cooked steak, which 4 ounces raw cooks down to 3 ounces typically, so that's gonna be a pound raw, and so that's gonna be 100 grams of protein. But it's London broil, so it's pretty lean. So gonna eat this up and wash it down with, if you guys are new here, my favorite soda, the GOAT. We got some Pennsylvania Dutch birch beer. So I will see you guys later. Next up, Bella says hello. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna have some Boom Chicka Pop. So this is the slightly sweet and salty, 35 calories per cup. So 35 calories per cup. And so this entire bag is huge, and it takes a lot of time to get me through it. It's 600 calories. And that, especially because intermittently, Bella wants to say hello, or you gotta change a diaper. So this will really, if you're looking for something to just like eat that's low calorie density, that would just like, again, keep you busy, I'd say slice up some apples, which I may do later, or just open this up and go to town. But 35 calories per cup is pretty nuts, and that's kind of been my go-to snack lately. This stinky one needs to get a bath, so we're gonna go upstairs and it's gonna be bath time, okay? She's so excited. See you later. So just been hanging with Bella the last few hours, doing some tummy time, and we got Sam's Club order came in, so we ordered some stuff from Sam's Club, and so got some Quest bars. Just always have a ton of fiber, and this is like usually probably my favorite flavor is the chocolate chip cookie dough, but this just kind of is a change of scenery. So we got chocolate peanut butter and we got double chocolate chunk. So I'm gonna eat both of these, ton of fiber, some protein that'll hold me over, and I'm probably just gonna have a bunch of apples because I still have a good amount of calories left. Got a little bit more work to do, and then we'll probably start the wind down while Nicole is at a singing lesson. So talk to you guys in a bit. All right, so we're about to get the last meal of the day, but it's not really a meal because there isn't protein in it, and it's weird for me. It's a snack. If it doesn't have protein, it's a snack to me. But what I got here is 4 apples and 2 bananas. So about to be slicing that up and gonna snack on it. And it seems somebody needs to get their protein shake. All right, so we're gonna finish this vlog out. Bella may have been overtired, so if you hear that whooshing, that is her sleeping over in the dark. She's chilling now. All right, and what we're doing is snacking on those apples. Nicole sliced them up for me, so excited about this. Chilling here with my dog. And the end macros for today, I'm shooting for 3,200 calories. Trying to gain like 0.5 to 2 pounds per month. We are at 68 fat, 440 carbs, 274 protein, 102 grams of fiber. That's actually crazy. What did I do? Okay. So we had 2 Quest bars, that's like 30. 4, 6, 4, 7 breads, that's about 30. I don't think 4 apples and 2 bananas, is that like 30? Something like that. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna look at this. Okay, 18 grams of fiber between the 4 apples. Yeah, so I gotta find where this phantom fiber is, because that's gonna be in for fun time tomorrow. But that's gonna do it for today's day of eating. Ate around 3,200 calories. Those are the macros. I usually go for at least 250 grams of protein. So I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me. I enjoyed hanging out with this camera. But yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time. It's about my bedtime. It's about 7 p.m. See you later.